Yeah, good morning, Bang Bang Well. I done a video yesterday about Alan Dixon and some people in Chelmsford Prison, and I mentioned a guy called George Wilkinson. Um, it's a shame, you know. I mean, people. I mean, it's easy to tell a story and then just let it go, yeah. But he's in a book, George Wilkinson. It's called Fighting for Your Life. In the book, really, most of it is about George and what he went through, yeah. And people just hear the name and hear what I say on my podcast or my video and leave it at that, yeah. But to see what goes on in prison, yeah, even now, I don't know it goes on so much now as what it did in my days, yeah. But look at it, yeah. Try and get the book called Street Fighters. Go Google it. You're more likely to be able to find it. The book is it's just heartbreaking, yeah. Just to think that they can do this to people, yeah, in prison. Like, you wouldn't believe it, mate. I mean, you heard prison officers speak. Forget the name of the guy that's on that comes on YouTube, who does all the. He's an ex-prison officer and talks. There's a couple of that come on here, but they couldn't really tell you about what goes on because they don't want to tell you what goes on. There's so much. When I met George in Chelmsford Prison, and I see what they was doing to him, all the medication that was giving him, they was giving him in a little blue cup. You know, people must remember the little blue plastic mug cup, yeah. And they had enough gear in there to knock over an elephant. And you think I'm joking? You know, this guy used to take it every day, like twice a day, and they to control him. You know, and all he wanted to do, yeah, was get to see his mum. His mum was really old, and you know, and in the end he died. Someone told me on my video that he died of a hunger strike. You know, all he wanted to do is see his mum. Evidently, he was when he went to some prison, she did come and see him, but he never even recognised his mum. You know, he never recognised her. Um, they just giving him so much stuff. It's on with him out, yeah. And to think that they can do that to a human being and just get away with it, you know, put someone you know, they've done it to me once on a 1074, but what they've done to him was like over the years, they punished him, mate. They punished this guy so much, you know, and to think there are people that more so, you know, like John Massey, you know, look at John Massey's podcast. You know, when he done it with James English, it's just heartbreaking. And Lad Bible, you know, it's just unbelievable that the people that put people in prison don't really realise what goes on in there. You know, I've said before that your punishment is being put in prison, not to be punished whilst you're in there, and to be punished in such a way that you know they can put you in a cell, slam that door like it's nothing, yeah, and slam that door. And there's nothing in that cell, nothing. Sometimes not even a piss pot, you know, to do your toilet in. So you've got to do it on the floor. There's not even a bed in there. There's a stone concrete thing that you have to lay on, yeah. And they might come in and chuck a little mattress, thin mattress on it, and give you one blanket, and it's absolutely freezing to make you suffer. What men what makes men do that? You know, and people look at these prison camps years ago and all that, and they go, "Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible what goes on." But it's terrible what goes on in prison in my times, yeah. What they used to do, and it goes on even today. You know, well, hopefully it doesn't, but I should imagine it does. You know, like you know, I mean, Broadmoor's a hospital. I do some terrible things in Broadmoor, but again, they do some good things in Broadmoor, yeah. But ordinary prison, ordinary prisons, mate, that they can do this to you, and not even a hospital. They don't even know what they're doing. They're just coming and jabbing you up with all sorts of things. So much pain, it's unbelievable. I mean, You know, when I see that kid in Brixton one day in the hospital wing, and he was so petrified when he all been down the seg unit in the hospital. You know, you can imagine what it's like being in the hospital unit, being in the unit down there, and being in the seg part of it. And he come back and he was crying when they told him he's got to go back down there, and they just buckled him up and jabbed him again. He was in pain, you know, and it hurt me, yeah. When you see it, you want to get involved, you know what I mean? It's like everything, you want to get involved, but you know you can't, you know. And but that book, Fighting for Your Life, you've got to buy it. Just Google it. It'll come up, Fighting for Your Life, and it's something. It's just a read you can't put down. You know, you think, "God, they can't do that to someone," and they did, and they did. I remember a guy. I think it was either Jeff McIntyre or Clive McIntyre, one of them two, yeah, that got an IPP, something that he to the day he died, his innocence. He said, "I didn't do it. It wasn't me." Yeah. He was against the system so much that he used to fight prison officers every day. They used to bash him up something terrible and put him down the block. The last one, I'm not quite sure, it was Dartmoor, something like that. They bashed him up so bad. They put him in a straitjacket. They bashed him up so bad that they smashed his ribs, and his ribs went through his lungs. And you can imagine he's got a straitjacket on, thrown into a padded cell where there's hardly any oxygen in it anyway, and he can't get he can't get no oxygen because it's coming straight out of his lungs into his body, and he's screaming for help, and they can't hear him because it's padded. And you can imagine the pain he must have gone through. He knows he's going to die. He's got no help. He's in a straitjacket, yeah. And they come in the morning, he's dead. I mean, his sister Jem McIntyre, I know him very well. I've grown up with him as kids. His sister Jem fought so hard for her brother, and in the end, they was found guilty of his murder. You know, or whatever it was, you know, and you know, it's what the things they can do to you is just madness. It's just madness. And like Charles Bronson, who's down the block, you know, I mean, there's a lot of shouting and screaming goes on. Even Charles Bronson, I can imagine he's gone through a lot, you know, but I don't think that he's gone through things that I've gone through. And Wilkinson, George Wilkinson, he's not going through that because he's still alive. He's still alive, and he's still quite aware, and he talks to people. You know, he's quite good the way he talks to people. So I don't think he's ever gone through that. You know, just keeping down there maybe for his own safety. I don't know, but you know, if you listen. I don't know if he mentioned it, I haven't really gone through John Massey's video. John Massey was one of the people that made Bronson go down the block because Bronson was taking liberties and all this, that, and the other, and in the end, he had to go down there for his own safety, and he stayed down there ever since. You know, John Massey's one of the people that made him go down there. John Massey's a proper guy, you know, but when you know, I'm not, I mean, I get upset even talking about it, George Wilkinson, because when I've done the video, I don't really tell you so much of what he went through. You know, they just done some terrible things to him, yeah. And when I read the book, someone phoned me up and said, "Listen, you're in a book called Fighting for Your Life." It's only a little bit. I know, you know, I couldn't believe it, but when I actually got the book, and I thought, wow, man, George, you know, I was looking after him, you know what I mean? And this guy was as big as an house, red hair, and what they've done to him, mate, is just unbelievable. The way they treated this guy, you know, and what they've done to him. You can do, you know, you get people that are tortured. This is like a torture. They tortured him, mate. They tortured him. They jabbed him up. Paddy cells, they jabbed him up, kept jabbing him up, didn't know where he was, bashing him up all the time, smashing him to pieces. All he wanted to do is see his old mum. Why? Why would you send someone, just say he lived in Manchester or Liverpool, Leeds, something like that, I'm not quite sure. I forget that part of it. But why would you send someone 200 miles away, and all he wants to do is stay local in a prison, do his bird? There's plenty of bad prisons near where he lived. Why would they send him hundreds of miles away so that his mum, she can't see him, she's bedridden, he can't get to see his mum, he's breaking his heart, yeah? And, they do it to beat you, yeah? They used to do it years ago, even in Wandsworth Prison, in Scrubs, the Ville, Brixton. They don't want you to have a relationship. They hate you in my days for you to have a relationship. Now, prisons changed because of the human rights and all this, that, and the other. Yeah, it's changed. But in my times, and even before my times, it must have been even more. It must have been worse. They they belittle you. You're belittled when you come into prison. In my times, or in times before that, you're belittled, mate. You're given clothes that you wouldn't even. No. The clothes you'll give them is like maybe not even been washed, just put into a sack for you, yeah. And you're given that, and you put it on. It's all filthy, dirty, stinking, yeah. And you go into a cell that's absolutely filthy, or stinking of smoke and poo and all this, that, and the other, and you're in there 23 hours a day. You might be lucky to get half an exercise, and the rest is out getting your food and this, that, and the other. And when you get a visit, you don't even know when your visit's coming because there's no such thing as a phone. You get, you might get a letter, something coming up, but you might not get a letter. So they might send it out. And when they open that door, you've got to go on a visit. And when your wife's seen you as a crisp person, smelling nice, looking smart, when she sees you coming on that visit looking like looking like a pauper, mate, smelling, stinking breath, meat and everything, yeah. She can't make out that they beat you, yeah. They've done this to you, But that's what it's for. That's what they done. They just beat you, They beat you. They wanted to make it so that you lose everything. You know what I mean? This is just crazy what they can do. But people are going to say on my comments, yeah, but you come back. Yeah, I did. I was a perpetual person that come back, for more and more and more. You get harder and harder and harder as it goes on, yeah. And in the end, they really, really can't hurt you no more, yeah. Because you just shrug it off. You just know the system. You just work the system. But when you first go away, or the second time you go away, you can't work the system. The system works you. That's what happened to George Wilkinson, mate. They just really, really killed him, and in a bad way, mate. In such a way that this guy, had to go on hunger strike and killed himself. Someone told me they went on hunger strike. I was told different to this. It could have even been a screw that told me they went on hunger strike because they're covering themselves on the comments. But I was told that he died in of a drug overdose they give him on this, that, and the other, Anyway, bang, bang, rail. Please press the like button and subscribe. And try and get that book, yeah? Street Fighters. Oh, sorry. Look at me. My head's gone. Just thinking about this. You're fighting for your life, yeah? I forget who done the book, but you're just putting Street Fighter. Fucking hell, what is my nut? Just put in fighting for your life and it come up. Please buy it, yeah? Please buy it. It's just too much, yeah? Respect.